Welcome to Hurricanes Live on Fanduel Sports Network, presented by Lenovo, where it's Game 4 of Round 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs as the Carolina Hurricanes remain across the Canadian border for an afternoon puck drop today with the Ottawa Senators. In doing so, they're going for the sweep following 3 straight wins in this series. It's the Great Dane, Freddie Andersen, who remains the starter in the crease for Carolina. 3 straight starts so far as we welcome you inside here now, joined by my partner Shane Willis. I am Hanna Yates. Shane, sweeping a postseason series is no easy task, and the team has been very transparent, saying they're anticipating this to be Ottawa's best effort yet.
You're going to see Ottawa's best. Their backs are up against the wall. They have to win tonight or their season's over. The Carolina Hurricanes have played so well defensively, and when you look at this series, it's been extremely close. It has not been a walk for the Carolina Hurricanes through 3 games. But you look at the way they've competed and how hard they've worked defensively and the sacrifices they've made there, I think that willpower that they've had in those areas has outshined anything Ottawa has done. They've kept their top players off the score sheet, and they need to do that again here early in this game and not allow the crowd to put any momentum in behind the Ottawa Senators' effort.
The team taking the ice now for warm-ups, and with that, we take a look at the series schedule, where it started, where it could possibly end, which is here today. If the Canes win, this series is over, and they're headed to round 2. If for any reason a Game 5 would be required, that would be on Monday.
I was taking a walk this morning, and I'm not sure if this is a sign, but Ottawa opened all their golf courses today. I saw a lot of people out there playing. Maybe they know something we don't. I expect the Carolina Hurricanes to come out and try and end this series.
They're coming off a big win here in Game 3. Both of the sophomores getting on the scoreboard, and Logan Stankoven, who stays red hot. Jackson Blake with the game winner, his first goal of the postseason, but his 4th point of the series. What'd you see?
When you talk about these 3 players and the way they've played, really, in my mind, in all 3 games, their compete level has been through the roof. They have outworked the Ottawa Senators every time they've been on the ice. Travis Green is even getting the matchups that he wants here at home, and this line continues to shine with the way they're skating, the way they're working, and obviously the way they're scoring huge goals in huge moments to win hockey games, as Jackson Blake does in Game 3.
Well, with more on Game 3, the series overall, we're going to hear what the team had to say following the game, starting with the head coach.
I thought first, we started out well. Obviously scoring first helps, kind of, and then all the penalties for them, and then then the game kind of went out the window, to be quite honest. But then we never could really get any kind of rhythm going, certainly in the second, and then kind of hung on there in the third a little bit. But it's nice to have a lead.
I think that's the difference maker in the game tonight. Obviously, that we had a lot of power plays, they had a lot of power plays, and so kills on both sides did great. But we give one up there, it's a different game, and so just getting out there and doing the job that we got to do when those kills happen, and that's huge momentum builders for us. And we just keep rolling with that.
Obviously, they scored one. The building erupted a little bit there, and I don't know if they got a little momentum there, and then just to get that one quick answer right away, I think that was really big for us as a group. I mean, we had so many kills tonight too that were really big on our momentum side, and that goal was definitely one of them too.
They're great hockey players. They have a lot of offensive prowess and just knowing where to be, and they're really good at seeing what's going to happen 1, 2, 3 plays ahead, and that's why Blaker gets open on that play. He makes a great pass, but for all night we were playing in their end. We were supporting each other. We were turning over pucks. It's so fun to play like that with them.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the guys driving the bus right now. A huge piece for our group, and I mean, for me and Stanks too, to play like a guy like that who's been around for a while and has had so much success in this league. It's great to have him there for advice, and he's always talking too, which is big, and he's been great for us.
Well, with more ahead of Game 4, we welcome in our partner, Trip Tracy, who is downstairs ringside. Trip, Shane and I were talking about the desperation this team is anticipating Ottawa to enter with here tonight. Just in terms of what you're seeing down there in warm-ups, what are you seeing?
Well, that's always the critical piece. Even being up 3-0 at this point, can you find a way to be the more desperate team? Because desperation always usurps momentum. The Hurricanes were more desperate in Game 3. Can they be in Game 4? What have I noticed? I don't see Nikolai Ehlers here for warm-up, and No, that's obviously, assuming he doesn't go, a big loss. He played the entirety of the game, including just missing an empty netter on Thursday night. But I just had a moment with Nicolas Deslauriers, and aside from the fact when he played on that 4-game road trip to end the year, I thought he got really comfortable systematically. If Ottawa, because there's been a lot of outside noise, I don't think it deserved between Thursday and this afternoon. I don't mind the fact that you've got Nicolas Deslauriers, because you like to have the nuclear option. And I think he makes everybody feel just a little bit bigger, a little bit tougher. And I like the way that he played on that 4-game trip to end the regular season.
And Tripp, with the looks like the loss of Nikolai Ehlers in this game, I look at one area where both teams have struggled, and that's on the power play. The Hurricanes only have 1 power play goal. Ottawa has 0. They'll be without Jake Sanderson today, which is a huge loss on the back end as they enter a rookie into the lineup to try and help them. But that's an area. If the Hurricanes can get the power play rolling without Ehlers out there, that's a huge asset and can really get that top line of Aho, Svechnikov, and Jarvis moving in the right direction. So when I look at this game in Game 4, power play could be the difference as Tripper takes a shower downstairs.
I thought about using my glove hand, but number one, I hold my microphone with it, and why would I change it up? Martinuk has been hot as a firecracker. Oh, yeah, you legend.
Tripp, who needs a power play when you got the shower down there?
Well, hey, the fact that the power play hasn't been going, hasn't weighed/watered the Hurricanes down. When I look at it, I want this on the man advantage this afternoon. Linus Ullmark has been brilliant, but if there's been one hole, it's when you create traffic, and the Hurricanes have taken big steps from that standpoint. He's slow in his reads and his movement. I mean, look at Logan Stankoven, his net front on Keandre Miller's great pass to Jackson Blake for the game winner on Thursday. So I want to see that on the power play as well.
Well, Tripp, the Carolina Hurricanes are 3-0 in this series when Jordan Martinook gives you the spray pregame. So this might be some good juju heading into this one tonight. What does it tell you about the looseness of the group, the mentality down there?
You have to have it. The more fun you have, the better you play. There's a Hurricanes Conn Smythe winner, Cam Ward. You know, just near here in Montreal when he started in Game 3 and took off and won the MVP. More fun you have, the better you play. Doesn't mean you're any less focused, so I love seeing that from the alternate captain.
It's a perfect point, Tripp. All the pressure today is on the Ottawa Senators. They have to be broken by the Carolina Hurricanes. You have to be tight in your systems and in your game, but you have to be loose. You have to enjoy this ride. It is an extremely long ride in the playoffs, and you know the Hurricanes have settled in. The fun level has to be through the roof. They have to be loose coming out to this game, but they have to have that desperation from the start.
Yeah. Tripp, let's transition to defense quickly here. Obviously, that was a huge storyline throughout this series. In Game 3 in particular, what stood out to you and what Carolina has been able to do?
Signature at both ends of the rink for the Hurricanes blue line. Stifling across the board defensively. Physical. They all were, but I think Sean Walker in particular. And without question, Hanna, the most dynamic they've been from their blue line offensively. Jalen Chatfield early in the game. Keandre Miller with the ridiculous pass, where after he made that deception-filled pass to Jackson Blake, he had one of the great stares at his bench that was Mojo S saying, "I'm in the zone." So across the board, and when you look at no Jake Sanderson, no Artem Zub, if Carolina's blue line at both ends of the rink can deliver that type of signature two-way performance, their chances of advancing go way up.
All right, Trooper, thanks so much. Try to stay dry down there. He's got the towel. Got the towel ready to go.
Have a good pregame show, you greats.
We appreciate it. Roughly 30 minutes to puck drop on the Domino's Tracker countdown clock. Track your pizza delivery at Domino's.com. Coming up on the other side, we hear from Tripp Tracy and Taylor Hall to preview this matchup further.
if you believe in the adage to be true, the fourth win is the toughest in a playoff series. What's going to be the most critical component needed in your team game this afternoon?
I think it's important for us to play a good road game. I think it's as simple as that. They're down a couple of players. We're down one. Keep it simple. Get pucks in, get pucks out. I know it's cliche, but after that, the players that win the most battles are going to have success tonight. I think we have the guys to do that.
No other line for either team has been able to create room in this series except yours. Why have you been able to do that?
In the offensive zone, we spread out. We let the puck do the work. We don't get in each other's way. And when it's time to crash the net, when it's time to get rebounds, when it's time to get traffic, we do that. But we're making the game easy on ourselves right now, and that has to continue.
Get it done, you legend.
Thanks.
All right, Trip, thank you. Taylor Hall with 5 points already through 3 games in this series, at least a point in each game. How would you describe his value to this team?
Through the roof right now when he leads the team as he is, but you look at that line as a whole, what jumps off the page for me, Taylor Hall, composure with 2 young players who look completely comfortable in this situation. You look at how they played at home. Rod Brendamore's getting the matchups he wanted. They absolutely dominate. Now you come on the road in a very tough building when the opposing team is going to get his matchups, and this line continues to dominate shift after shift. It's not one and then a few off and then another one. It is shift after shift that this line continues to dominate. And as Taylor Hall just said, you have to win puck battles. You have to win 50-50 puck battles. And all 3 of those players continue to do that in the offensive zone, which leads to both of their goals last game.
So it's a great point by you, bringing that veteran presence to the line. You can see that experience oozing onto the ice and what we've seen. And speaking of that experience and someone who's played at a really high caliber level is Canes goaltender Freddie Andersen. 80 saves combined in this series so far. He's making his 4th straight start in the series. This was the question mark heading into the postseason. Who would be the goaltender for the Carolina Hurricanes? He has answered the call.
These numbers and the way Freddie Andersen has played through the first 3 games shouldn't surprise anybody. We've seen it over the past few years as the Hurricanes have made this run. In the first round, Freddie Andersen has been dominant for the Hurricanes year after year, and he continues to do it against Ottawa. The 2 home games were unbelievable. Freddie Andersen was the first star, arguably, both nights for Rod Brind'Amour in the saves he made, the way he competed, and really the energy he showed. We always talk about Freddie being calm, cool, and collected. I loved his athleticism and the way he was tracking pucks in the first 2 games at home. And then here in Ottawa, he gets scored on in the second period, but the reset that he's had in all 3 games when something maybe hasn't gone his way is what has really stood out for me when you look at Freddie. The next shift, he's making another big save, and he's settled right back into the game. He doesn't look flustered at any moment. He's going to have to face a blitz here early in the first period. But the defensive group in front of him have been so strong. All 6 guys, every pair that Tim Gleason has put on the ice has been so strong defensively. Any goaltender is going to say, that has made my life real easy. The Ottawa Senators have not stressed Freddie Andersen with traffic, and that's an area, as Tripp said, he wants to see more traffic from the Canes. I'm sure that's an area that Ottawa's going to try and get to today. Try and get inside Freddie Andersen's head, but he has been dialed in from game 1. I expect no different today. It
has been a great goaltending matchup in this series. Freddie Andersen, calm, cool, and collected, the Great Dane, making his 4th straight start for the Canes in this series today. On the other side, we hear from Tripp Tracy and the head coach to preview the game further.
Beautiful Saturday here in Canada's capital. Lenovo presents head coach Rod Brind'Amour. Rod, you know what I'm thinking about? Your first series in the playoffs as a Hurricane. You were down 3-0 to the New Jersey Devils, and you refused to go away, and you stretched that series. So why is the 4th win in a playoff series the very hardest to achieve?
Well, there's tons of reasons. I mean, obviously, the kind of human nature element of it, you know, the other team's back's against the wall, and, you know, they're going to give everything they have. There's going to be 0. They're not saving it for anything, not that they have been. And then, you know, are we going to be able to keep that foot on the gas that we've been able to do so far for 3 games, which is what we have to do if we want to give ourselves a chance tonight.
This is the shortest turnaround, game 3, and an afternoon game here shortly. Where do things stand with your lineup?
Yeah, I don't expect any changes. Obviously, this time of year, with what's going on, how hard these games are, you got a lot of bumps and bruises and stuff, but hopefully we can put out the same group.
You know, your veteran group, you've played a hardened physical, whistle-to-whistle game, not getting into any of the counterproductive stuff. What's going to be most critical from that standpoint?
Well, it's, we're trying to stay out of the box. We haven't done really a good job of that, but I think we've taken more penalties than they have. So, that's an area that you just can't keep doing that with the team. I know they haven't scored yet, but our penalty kill's done a great job. But you don't want to be in the box, so that just puts too much stress on us. So hopefully, we can limit that and get to our game.
Through the course of the series, you're really +2 in the special teams. A power play goal, and that Aho goal was really a shorthander. How does your power play gain traction this afternoon?
Well, it needs to get going too. You get whether you get 1 or we had 4, I think the other night, or 3 or 4. You gotta create momentum too. You want to make it be a threat. I don't know that we were very threatening in our power play attempts. So starts with all the details on everything. Face off to the breakouts. We got to be a little sharper to get a little more zone time. And then when we get in the zone, I think we do a pretty good job. But we didn't spend enough time last game in there.
Let's finish with this. The Stankoven line. Both coaches have said there's no room out there. Why have they been able to find room in such a traffic series?
Well, you got to make your room, and you do that by competing and hunting down loose pucks and creating more opportunities for yourself, and that's what that line's doing. It's clear as day. It's tight space, but all of a sudden they find a little room because they're working, and like I say, that competitive fire has to keep going.
I made room for you on the elevator last night. Thank you, my friend. Good luck.
Right, you got it. Thanks.
Back up to you, Hanna.
Well, big huge trip. Obviously, the penalty kill has been the big story here. We're going to get to that in a bit, but let's start with the power play. The team has all talked about it being the main area. They would like to have some improvement. 1 for 10 in the series so far.
Well, let's listen to what Rod Burnmore just said. It's not about you want goals, but it's not always about the goals. You want to create momentum, and you want to create high energy coming out of your power play. You want to create those chances, get a couple great A's, even if you don't score. I'll use the perfect example of the Ottawa Senators with the 5-on-3 in the second period last game. 0 shots on goal. That is backbreaking when you talk about momentum, especially in your own building, because the fans started getting on them. It sucks the life out of your bench when you are so bad in that situation. The Hurricanes power play needs to create a buzz and energy with a ton of shots.
Big opportunity here in Game 4 as the Stanley Cup Playoffs are underway across the National Hockey League. And with that, we're going to take a look at Game 3 last night in Montreal. It was a scene against the Lightning.
Mayhem in Montreal last night as they get the early lead. Alex Texier puts it in the back of the net, and the building was absolutely electric. Tampa comes back. Brandon Hagel early in the second period puts them up 2-1 as it goes to the third period. Then Kirby Dach ties it, and the mayhem starts again. This one goes to overtime, and the youngster, Lane Hudson, I'm not sure if he shot a puck this hard in his entire life, but with the energy in that building, it probably wasn't hard to lean into one. He ends it. The Canadians take Game 3.
They take the series lead as well, and obviously there's a big matchup tonight. Philadelphia Flyers looking for the sweep over the Penguins.
Everyone in Carolina will be paying attention to that because that'll be the Hurricanes' next matchup if they're able to close it out here this afternoon against the Senators. Pittsburgh back against the wall. Philadelphia, maybe an injury in goal. They may have to go to Urson, so it's going to be excitement, and I expect Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin to be at their best. I'm taking Pittsburgh to send it back to Pittsburgh down 3-1.
I love it. Big matchups across the league for the Carolina Hurricanes. They're looking for the sweep over the Senators here in an afternoon puck drop. On the other side, players to watch. Welcome back to Hurricanes Live. The Carolina Hurricanes going for the sweep over the Ottawa Senators here in Game 4 of Round 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Some series stats where it's been tight through 3 games so far. Shane, what stands out?
I look at the goal category because the Hurricanes have been so strong defensively. I look at all 6 defensemen for Tim Gleason. The way they have played, the way they have competed, and not given the stars of the Ottawa Senators any room. Shane Pinto, 0 points. Stützle, 0 points. Tkachuk, 0 points. When you can shut out the other team's top players, you're in a great position to close out a series today.
We had just previously talked about the power play. Carolina going 1 for 10 so far in the series, looking to increase that number here today, but 12 for 12 on the kill. It has been the storyline so far. What has med it so lethal?
I talked in the last segment about how bad Ottawa's been on the power play, but let me talk about how great the Carolina Hurricanes have been on the penalty kill. And you have to do it as a four-man unit, creating that stress and pressure. It starts right at the blue line for the Carolina Hurricanes. The Senators have had a very difficult time getting into the zone and setting up plays. And when they do, the pressure of the Hurricanes is forcing them to throw low percentage passes around the offensive zone. What does that lead to? The great sticks of the Carolina Hurricanes filling lanes to intercept passes and send the Senators 200 feet back down to the other end. The backbone of any penalty kill is your goaltender making those key saves at key moments, and Freddie Anderson has not been stressed. He's made one save, and he covers it for a whistle, which has allowed the Hurricanes in one area that Rod Brindamore talked about before the series. How can we do inside the dot? They've been very close to 50-50 in every single game, and that has given them an advantage to win faceoffs on the penalty kill and send the puck down the ice.
Canes forward Logan Stankoven has been another big storyline in this series so far. 3 goals in 3 straight games. What has made him so consistent, in your opinion?
Not only a storyline in this series, this may be a storyline around the National Hockey League, as red hot as Logan Stankoven has been. I just love the way this young man has competed in all 3 games. The goals are a complete bonus, but the way he scores the goals and the way he is competing to find that open space to get to the net front, where I think the Hurricanes have won. In 3 games, the Hurricanes have won the battle for net front. They have been around Ullmark much more than the Ottawa Senators around Freddie Anderson. You'll look for that again today. And the question coming in all the time with Stankoven, Blake, and Hall, how are they going to get into the physical part of the game? They've outmatched the Senators in every single area, especially in the offensive zone.
All right, wrapping it up here. In terms of just from puck drop, what you like to see a strong start quick.
You want to win the faceoff and get to your forecheck. Suck the energy out of this building and make the Ottawa Senators chase again. They've been behind every single game, Hannah.
Carolina Hurricanes going for the sweep. Puck drop is next.